one of the peer sports here at Wilkes Recovery. I'm here to introduce a very special lady. She has a very powerful story. I've known her since she was probably 4 or 5. She's come a long way. I'll give her.
Thank you, guys. My name is Brittany. Brittany Bear. Some of you guys know me, some of you don't. I guess the best place to start is the beginning. My mother was a drug addict. My father raised me. He didn't do drugs. He was addicted to money. It was the same thing. It's just an addiction in itself, and it's the worst kind. So everything was, as good as it could be. I seen my mom when she could see me, and I was okay with that. I was young. I didn't really get it. I just felt the emotional damage of what life was given to me and didn't even know it at that point. But at 12, my dad got 30 years in prison. That really hurt and said a lot of things in a downhill spiral in my life. It wasn't his fault that any of how I reacted to what life had dealt to me. It wasn't his fault at all. I don't blame anyone. I would say I was an adult, but I really wasn't. But I took all that pain and hurt and everything that I'd learned from how I was raised and chose to escape from all the mental health issues and all the pain that I was feeling and choose drugs. I'd smoked pot before my dad went to prison. That was about it. And then as the high school or middle school went along, then there was the whole cocaine and pills and all that road that I went down. And then I got to high school and I still had pain that I was never taught how to deal with. So I continued down that road where I didn't have to feel nothing, and I began to shoot up. And that ruined my life, it did. I thought it was saving my life at the time because I felt no pain and I didn't have to deal with it. But as I began to get older in my this is doing drugs for 20 years, which is sad because I'm only 33 years old. But after about 20 years of doing drugs, I started in the MAT programs. For those of you who don't know, it's medication aid treatment. And I went to the clinic and I got clean, but I still would dibble and dabble. I just wasn't there yet in my head when it comes to the whole recovery, and I didn't even know if I wanted it. Like, I didn't think I deserved it or anything that could come along with what everyone told me that it brought. Well, I decided I'd been in a lot of trouble, like a 16-page record, felonies at 18, anything you can imagine. It's probably on my record, and I'm not proud of it, but it's something that if anyone struggles with the record and still wanting to succeed and still doubting themselves because of their record or because of their mental health or because of their substance abuse, like, it is possible. Like, I am living proof of that every day. And I finally decided I was done. I had warrants for my arrest. I was, like I said, in the MAT program, but I was on 150 milligrams of methadone. And I had warrants on me, and I knew that either I was going to die before I could turn myself in and do my time, because my addiction was at its worst, or I could make a change. And it was something that I was going to have to do eventually for myself if I wanted anything out of life, and if I didn't want to be like almost every friend that I had dead. So I went and stayed with a good friend of mine of you know him. His name is Andy Roll. He was in his recovery. He'd been clean for a few years. He was actually living up here in the apartments, and above the hospital there. That's where his first home, where he got started. And he let me stay there, and I found a bed at ADACT in Asheville. And it is a mental health and substance abuse treatment center. And I completed that one time before, but I only did it because my lawyer told me it would look good. Maybe I wouldn't go to jail. I didn't do it for the right reason. But I did see when I was there that something could come out of it if you wanted it to. So when I was ready, I found my bed, or Andy helped me get a bed there. And I went there with warrants, not knowing what I was going to do when I got done with that. Not knowing anything. Not knowing if I was even going to make it through the program before the law could have picked me up, because they were felony warrants, like 9 of them. So here I am, getting sober, my mental health straightened out, and I'm finally there in my head. And I met this friend there. He had his own mental health problems, of course, but he helped me find a halfway house. That way I could prove to myself before I went to prison around, I'm no better when I say this, but around all these drug addicts in one room, if I could just stay sober there, on the outside, I could stay sober, then I knew when I finished my prison sentence that I would be alright, you know, if I could just do that. So I stayed in that halfway house. God allowed me to stay there for 7 months with a job, working, clean, and it wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. It actually, I never one time thought of getting high during this time. I was doing really good on the mental health medication, doing what I was supposed to do. And I was at work one night, and the bail bondsman come to pick me up. Of course, you know, the outlaw state of mind some of us have, whatever. I thought about running that day for no other reason other than I just didn't want to go. I'd never been to prison before, and I was about to do 18 months, and I didn't know if I was going to get ready, but at least I wasn't going to go in there and have to go through withdrawals. And I was there in my head, you know what I mean? I knew I could be sober on the street. I'd been going to NA. The halfway house required you to go to 3 groups a week. And I will tell you guys, it works if you work it. I had a great sponsor. I had a great support system there. I was in Morganton. And like I said, the bondsman picked me up. I went and did my 14 months in prison. And I stayed sober the whole time in prison, which was harder than staying sober the 9 months at the halfway house. So then I'm here today, and I'm off parole. And I'm free. I'm sober. In 7 days, I will have 26 months clean. Just some helpful advice. Like, there's people out there that's been through what you've been through, whether it be, trust me, I know, I went through molestations, I went through, lost my dad for 30 years in prison, I lost my mom for 30 years to drugs. If you could imagine, I've probably done it, or been right beside the person that did, so I wasn't no better. But if you work your program, if you work those 12 steps, it helps you. I don't know if it helps me as much in my sobriety or with my mental health to help me find myself and heal myself from all the years of substance abuse that I've put myself through, you know, regardless of why. But it is possible. And there's people out there to reach out to. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I'm not telling you at all that it's easy, because day by day, yeah, that's absolutely right. Sometimes it's minute by minute, really. Sometimes you just gotta keep breathing. Just not even think about the minutes. It's going by or the seconds. You just gotta keep breathing. And that's with 26 months sober, and I still struggle every day. Like, I got up this morning crying, I'm like, I can't do this. I just can't do it. I just can't do it, crying, and then somehow I'm here to do it because I hope that my story can help someone. Reach out. That was a big thing that I had to struggle with too, is the swallowing my pride and asking for help, and I didn't even know what kind of help I needed, or I've only known these people in my support group for a few months. Why would they even want to hear me right now? But once I got past that and I reached out, it was the best thing that I ever did. It helped me a lot, and it works if you work it. But it's still going to be hard. I'm not telling you that it's not, but there's coping mechanisms, there's resources out here too that there used to not be, especially when it comes to mental health and substance abuse, which I suffer from both. So even if it's me that you have to reach out to, I'm here for each and every recovered addict. If I can help them in any way. Everybody sitting in this room, and anybody that's not sitting in the room that'll be watching later, like, you can reach out to me. I think that's all I have to say.